Hello, MSU students. This is your video recording for your final project in your EDT class for this spring. I've put this document in our folder, our EDT folder, and then you just follow the breadcrumb trail here to the folder that says EdTech Projects and Presentations, and then EdTech Project Criteria and Guides. If you open up that document, you can see what the criteria is. So you have one of two options for this. You can do a professional setting project or a project that you do with students in class. The difference between what you've done in the past with the UBD model and submitting that lesson and what you're going to do for a final project is you're actually going to get up and teach us as if we were your students, either adult learning students or your students in your classroom. So project one is a project to do that focuses on adult learning, and that could be anything from something that might be done during PLC or an after-school workshop, or after-school training, something like that. Or let's say you go to a conference somewhere and you teach people how to do something. Now, what I don't want is for you to stand up there for an hour and teach us how to use a tool. That's actually part of the next part of our classes here for about a month and a half is we're going to learn how to use some tools. So this isn't really about teaching adults or students for that matter how to use a tool. This is a lesson that is in a digital learning environment where you have technology embedded. Whether that technology is in the hands of students, in the hands of teachers, or what that looks like, that's really up to you. I can give you some examples during class, and we can take care of that next week. So whether you choose to do option one in a professional setting or with your students, just know that you're going to be expected to stand up and be the teacher as if we were your students. So here are the things that you must have. You have to incorporate activities that include 21st century skills. So there needs to be some form of collaboration, communication, critical thinking, or creativity, any combination of those. It's really easy to say, okay, now turn to your table partner and collaborate. But what I mean by this is, what kind of tech tool can you use where we can be collaborative? What kind of tech tool can you use where we're communicating or using our critical thinking skills or being creative? So you always want those elements in your class as a teacher with or without technology. I'm asking you to incorporate the activities that would include technology and the 4Cs. You also have to include at least 2 digital tools that we're going to be learning over the next few weeks. So they can be audio tools or video tools. You can do audio or video, combination of those. It's kind of easy to do multimedia tools and more engaging really to do ones that incorporate audio, video, images, links, text, all those things all in one tool. There's also interactive tools, which be something like polling the class, checking for understanding, testing, quizzing, or some kind of game. Your other criteria is that you have to submit it in some kind of a framework or a summary. If you're better at using a framework like the UBD model, then you need to submit your lesson to me digitally in that format. Or, excuse me, you can write a summary of what it is. Some people choose to do more of that writing style, and that's fine too. Just be sure to include all of the elements that would be in another framework. So you can create your lesson any way that you want as far as how you're going to present it to us and what we're going to be doing as far as your students in the lesson. If you decide to do this in Dino, you can do Dino. If you decide to do a Prezi that you've shared with us and we collaborate in, or however you're going to do this, that's fine as long as we can all access what we need to participate in your lesson. Your presentations will be either on the 22nd of April or the 29th. We'll split the class in half. You get an hour each. So you'll either go on the 22nd, 2 of you on the 29th, and we can make those decisions later. And then finally, I just have some things down here that you can use as some of your standards to consider as you're thinking about what it is you're going to be doing in class. The first link is the NET standards. The NET standards, remember, are those student NETs, National Ed Tech Standards for students, for teachers, and so on. The last one is a live binder, and inside the live binder are some Common Core resources, and there's Common Core resources that are specific to technology integration. And so you might take a look at that. The other source that I have on there was just a tool that I found for creating scoring guides or rubrics, as they're called. It's really kind of interesting how this works. So let's say you're asking your students to do some element of a short story, and then you want it to have a plot and target audience and so on and so on. And then once you go through the processes and hit submit, it creates your scoring guide for you. I just kind of threw that in there because I thought it was neat to have that all on there. Or maybe your project is one where students are creating their own scoring guide, so it might be something that you also incorporate in your lesson. You can use the Intel tools that we've used in the past, or any of the tools that we're going to be learning over the next several weeks, or tools that we haven't discovered yet that you just kind of have hidden away in your pocket somewhere and you're going to spring on us either way. So what I'd like you to do between now and next class is to come up with your questions, put them in the form of emails to me. I'll take those and put them all together, and then we'll sit down at the first of class next week and we'll answer any questions you have over this. So you can be thinking about what you're going to do on your date in April. So that's it, guys. That's your final project. If you have questions, let me know. Have a great day.